What's going on, everybody? My name is Bob. Welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to take you guys along with me in screen printing 100 or so hoodies from start to finish. If you're new here, my name is Bob, and I run a custom apparel screen printing and embroidery company all out of my own shop based out of the mall. And today in this video we're actually going to be screen printing for one of you guys that watches my videos and reached out to me to place an order. In this case, shout out to Saigon. This is basically a youth group that's full of campers that's reaching out to me to get their hoodies done, and they actually watch the videos, and they're located in Maryland just like I am. So they gave me a call, we communicated back and forth, we went through samples, we went through some shirt ideas and which fabric they want to go and what sizing they want to use. So now that we got all that here and the order is finalized, let's go ahead and start printing this up. And of course I'm going to take you guys along with me through this process. So in this case, it's a 6-color left chest print. We got the separations right here, and a single color back print. So without further ado, now that the hoodies are all here, let's go ahead and start making the screens. And now I basically got to make 7 screens, 6 for the front left chest print and then 1 for the back. So in this case I'm going to use 230 mesh screens for all the top colors, excluding the underbase, which is going to be a 158 mesh, and then all of the top colors are going to be 230 mesh. And then for the back single color print, it's going to be a 158 mesh. So let's go start making those. One thing I always like to do is get the screen wet on both sides. A little tip is to just get the screen wet first before you try to expose it and like open up the areas of the screen that you want to open. Go ahead and get it wet. What this does is let the water just fight with the emulsion and weaken it up. That part that needs to be washed out, you just weaken it up. Let it sit for like literally like 10, 20, 30 seconds. Let it sit, let it battle itself out, and then when you come back and hit it with some pressure, it's just gonna knock itself out. And that's all we need. So let's go ahead and knock that out. And just like that, we got the screens, all of them exposed, and got it knocked out. And as you saw, I didn't even need a pressure washer. I just used my regular garden hose to knock that out, because when you let it sit with water like that, it really weakens it up, and then when you come back, it makes it much easier. So just a tip for thought. So now let's go ahead and let the screens dry, and I got some other things I want to do, so I'm gonna go finish up some other work, let those screens dry, and I'll see you in the next shot. This gives you a better understanding, if you're new to screen print, why multicolor prints cost more, because we got to make a whole screen for each color. So the more colors, the more screens. So that was 7605. So now we basically just look up that Pantone color, which is right here, 7605. And then we compare it. And as you can see, that's a spot on match. Alright, and now that we got all the inks mixed up and those look ready to go and the screens are dry, let's go ahead and start loading the screens onto the press and getting the 6-color print registered. Alright, now when it comes to registration, what I like to do is actually put my transparency film right here where I registered it and then line it up exactly where I want the print to be. In this case, it's a left chest, so I got my guidelines, lined it up, make sure it's straight. And now what I do is just line up each and every screen to this exact same spot. Now, of course, there's another way you can do this, and that's where you screen print the first color, which would be, in this case, the underbase, and then line up all the screens to that screen print. But the difference with that is when you screen print something, the mesh itself is pushing it either forward or backward, whether you're pulling or pushing the squeegee. In this case, if I'm gonna push or pull the squeegee, it's gonna pull that image just a hair bit upward because I'm pulling that squeegee, and then the mesh transfers it up a little bit. So in this case, if you line up all the rest of the screens to that screen print, it's not gonna line up because it's gonna push it up. What I like to do is really just tape this on here, and that way all 6 screens or every screen is lining up to that neutral point, and it keeps everything consistent throughout the whole run. There's no shifting going on, and that's why I like to take my transparency onto the palette and line it up that way. So I'm gonna get back to doing this. Now that we're all registered up with the registration all locked in and then the ink's all in there, squeegees and all of that, now that all of that is finally set up, let's go ahead and do a test print to make sure everything is in the right spot and how it needs to be before we begin production. So let's do a test print. And I'm back, and I just did a test print and it all looks good. This test print turned out fire. The stress test is good. So let's begin full production. I can't believe that happened. I literally just got this camera and I literally saw this happen right in front of my eyes. I was getting a good shot. I spun the press and the screen hit the tripod, knocked the tripod over and the camera, and boom. RIP to the lens. Thank God the camera still works and it was just the lens that broke, but I just took it to the chin, bought a new lens and kept it pushing. So let's get back to the video. Everybody, now that we got this camera situation all fixed up, I want to take you guys along with me through the end process of once these screens are done and we're done printing. Now, luckily for me, they placed a reorder and the screens were still up, so I was able to bang out those reorders without having to set this all up. But now it's time to break it down. So when we break it down, we literally have to take out all the ink, clean up all the ink, take out the tape, and then take it to the wash booth and reclaim it so that we can use it for other jobs and other designs. And I need to wash these screens ASAP because I got a pile coming up, and let's get to this. It's time to wash all of these screens and go ahead and start the reclaim process. So let's go to the wash booth. Now, when it comes to washing screens, I like to get the screen wet. Of course, you want to get it wet. You're not just going to scrub when it's dry. So go ahead and get the screens wet on both sides. Now I go ahead and spray on my ink remover. Spray it on both sides, of course, and I like to start with the ink side when it comes to scrubbing. So after I let that sit for a few seconds, I go in there and scrub, and as you can see, it just scrubs pretty easy away. Now that I'm looking at it from a camera, this is pretty like some ASMR, would you call it? Looks pretty relaxing. But yeah, you just scrub both sides, get the ink off first, and then we'll move on to the emulsion. This one had a little more, but same thing, same concept, just scrub and boom. Curious to know if you like the commentary, so let me know down in the comment section. And if you haven't already, take this chance to like this video because I'm literally taking y'all through the whole entire process. So now we go ahead and rinse that chemical and like the ink off with water. Make sure you do both sides because that leftover is from the other side. So now once we lift this, wet it on this side, it's gonna just flow away. There you have it. Now let's tackle the emulsion. We go ahead and spray our emulsion remover on there on both sides, of course. Put it thoroughly on there. Now there could be an easier way to do this if I had a dip tank and I would have just dipped these in there. I need to just get one because I know that could save a lot of time, but for now I don't have a dip tank. So, and I know a lot of you guys probably don't, but if you're just starting out, you obviously wouldn't. So just spray your emulsion remover on there. And what I like to do is actually just let it sit. Same concept when you expose the screen, same concept when I come in here and wash it. I just let it sit a little bit, and as you can see, it starts to break itself down. You can literally see it dripping and breaking itself down. So just let the emulsion remover do what it's supposed to do. And as you can see, if I spray more, it's clearing it easy. So now when we go to scrub, easy peasy. And we do the same thing to the second screen. So as you can see, the prep work is high when it comes to screen print, and that's why there's minimums in place, because we're not just going to do all this work to set up this screen and then wash it at the end for one t-shirt. You feel me? So a lot goes into the preparation of even getting a screen print design set up. Hence, this is exactly what you're seeing, is all this scrubbing, and then you come in with that pressure washer and knock that stuff clean. It's pretty relaxing watching this now that I'm looking at it. Boom. And make sure you're rinsing the screen well, because every screen print starts with the screen. So we take our time with this process and make sure that the screen itself is clean, because that is your canvas. That is exactly that's your number one tool to print a t-shirt. Now I do one more rinse with the garden hose to make sure all that chemical or nothing is laid there. And then now we do one more step. It already looks clean, but we take it one step further and use a degreaser / hazer to really make sure this bad boy is clean. So one last scrub and we send it off to dry. So same thing, just scrub it all over. This is basically like you're washing your hands with soap. You're just degreasing the screen, getting all that residue, dirt, chemicals, anything out of there. Wonder if people actually are watching this. Like, if you made it to this part, let me know down in the comment section, because I want to know if you guys like these longer style videos where I'm really taking you in depth through the whole step-by-step process of the screen print art. And now that these are all scrub-a-dub-dub, we go ahead and let it sit a little bit, and then we just come in, spray it all clean. And again, we want to make sure we rinse it like really well. Double check, triple check, just rinse the shit out of it, honestly, so you know it's clean. And that concludes the screen reclaim process. Now I do this to all of the rest of the screens. there it is, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and man, I really took you guys through the entire screen print process, from getting those screen printed screens exposed to mixing the custom Pantone colors, doing the test prints, getting it all registered onto the screen, and then even breaking my camera together. Well, the lens, but I'm glad we got that fixed. We didn't really get it fixed, I just bought a new one, but of course we got to keep it pushing. I'm not gonna let that stop me from making content. So I'm glad we continued to make this video, because while I was editing this, I was like, man, this is a good video. I hope you guys appreciate it, and please give me a like, give me a comment down below, give me your 2 cents on this video, show me some love. I'd appreciate that, and always remember, no grind, no glory. And if you guys need custom apparel or anything, reach out to me at Aesthetic Imprints on Instagram. Check out our work, or even just reach out to us through our website, aesthetikimprints.com. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Follow me at BaavProductions on Instagram to stay up to date, because that's where I'm going to be posting content of me making this YouTube stuff and posting it. So stay up to date on there. And until then, remember, no grind, no glory. Peace.